Okay, in this final chapter, we're going to start taking a look at what equipment we are going to need in order to get set up as a trader. Thankfully, we really don't need very much at all, and this is one of the great things about trading. It's a very cost-efficient business to be involved in. If you compare trading with a normal business, normal businesses on the whole have massive amounts of costs associated with them. You might have staff to pay for, stock to buy in, stationery costs, phone calls, loads and loads of costs that normal businesses usually have to bear. With trading, on the other hand, none of those actually apply. We've got no staff to pay for, no stock to buy in, no phone calls to make, no stationery to buy, absolutely nothing at all. All we actually need as a trader, as a home-based trader, is a computer, an internet connection, and a charting package. Now obviously there are going to be a small amount of costs associated with these items. For example, an internet connection, that usually costs, I don't know, £15 per month. A computer, if you don't already have one, you'd have to buy one. But judging by the fact that you're watching this course now, that would tell me that you probably already have a computer, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to watch the course. Most of the country are now set up for internet, and also the charting package I have actually included within this course. So if that's the case, which it should be, you should have no additional costs whatsoever. You've got your computer, you've got an internet connection, and you now have the charting package, which we're going to come on to in a moment. But if that's the case, you now have everything that you will need in order to make a success of home-based trading. That is why it is such a great business to be involved in. Because if as I said, any other normal business, you've usually got loads of things that you have to buy just to get started. You might have to get logos designed, stationery printed, you might have to have a dedicated phone line installed. There's loads and loads of costs. You've got to go and set up bank accounts, that type of thing. With trading, absolutely none of that applies whatsoever, and if you have these three items, a computer, an internet connection, and a charting package, you can literally go and work anywhere in the world you like. That is how flexible this business is. So not only is it extremely cost efficient to be involved in, it is also extremely flexible. What do I mean by flexible? Well, quite simply, you've got no ties. There are no ties whatsoever. For example, let's go back to the normal business example. Normal businesses will have ties all over the place. You might be tied to a customer base, you might be tied to a staff base, you might be tied to suppliers. It just means that you are tied to a specific location. You can't just pack up your bags and think, I'm going to move to France or I'm going to move to Florida. You just can't do that because you've got ties where your business has been set up. With trading, on the other hand, you can do exactly that. You can pack up your bags, you can take your computer, take your internet connection, and take your charting package, and you can work on exactly the same level over in France, Spain, Florida, wherever. You could work on exactly the same level over there as you could in a nice plush office back over here. That's how flexible this business is. There's no ties, and due to the fact that the market is a 24-hour market, you can find a session to trade on wherever in the world you go. So you could go to Outer Mongolia if you like, and you could still find a session that would be open to trade on. That's the beauty of this particular business. Now let's get back on track in a way, and let's just go through these three items one by one. The first item you can see on the list is a computer or a laptop. Laptops are usually fine. Now a computer is the main thing that you are going to need. Do not panic by the photos that you can see on the screen. The photos I have simply included to show you the lengths that some traders go to within their trading rooms. These are called multi-screen setups. Due to the way that the traders have to look at many different charts often at one time, most traders prefer to have a multi-screen setup, as you can see in the pictures. The first picture we've got 10 screens, the second picture we've got 10 screens, and so on. It's just a computer system that runs off multiple screens, and many traders just find it easier to have the individual charts laid out on individual screens. So in this first, you can see each screen has a different chart laid out. So instead of flicking through various windows within one monitor, he can just look at them at a glance on multiple monitors. Now, as I said, you do not need to go to these lengths when you are first starting. I've simply included them here to show you what some traders have. The monitor and the computer that you are using right now, 99.9% of the time will be absolutely fine. Obviously you want a computer that is reasonably quick and powerful. The quicker the better, as a general rule of thumb. You can't have a PC that is too quick. The only time I would advise looking for a new computer is if you are using one of those really slow models. You know, if you are using a slow computer, it will take like 15-20 minutes just to load Windows. If you're using one of those computers, then you might consider buying something a bit newer, simply because you need something that is reasonably quick in order to keep you updated with the live data feeds. I can tell you from experience, you'll be pulling your hair out and you will cause yourself the most amount of stress if you are using a slow computer or a poor internet connection, which we'll come on to in a moment. So 99.9% of the time, the computer you are using now along with the monitor will be perfectly fine. If you do want to look into buying a new computer, you can now go onto eBay and you can get real high spec computers for £300 or £400. You don't need to worry about buying a complete package, you just buy the base unit. In other words, the brains of the computer, the part that you switch on and put the discs in. That's called the base unit. Base units are far cheaper than going to somewhere like PC World, where you buy a big package with all the bells and whistles. You'll have keyboards, you'll have a mouse, you'll have a printer, you'll have loads of software, you might have a scanner or a digital camera thrown in. That's what bumps up the price. You just don't need all of that. All you really need is a base unit and a monitor. The one you have now, as I've said over and over again, will probably be fine, but if you do want to look into getting a new one, I would advise eBay as being the best place to go. The same is true of a monitor. The monitor will more than likely be fine. The only time I'd advise a new monitor is if you are using a real tiny, I think they're 12-inch, the real small ones, and they can be quite hard on your eyes. When you're looking at charts, you obviously want something as big as possible, because otherwise it starts to hurt your eyes. But again, if you go on eBay now, you can get one of the real huge 21-inch monitors for £20-25 now. So that's certainly what I've done. Whenever I buy a large monitor, go on eBay, £25, and you can get a real huge monitor. And it just makes it easier. The bigger your monitor, the less it's going to hurt your eyes, and the easier you'll be able to view the charts. Right, the second item on the list is your internet connection. Only one word to say here really, and that's broadband. Always try and go for a broadband connection, and there's two reasons for that. As I've just explained with the slow computer scenario, if you've got a slow internet connection, i.e. a dial-up connection, you'll have problems with it dropping, and you will just cause yourself a lot of stress. You might be in a trade, and you might the internet connection might drop, and then you don't know what's going on in the trade. You might need to exit quickly. It's just a nightmare. So always go for broadband, which is an always-on connection. The second reason broadband's important is for your live data feed. Obviously, if you're going to be getting a live data feed, which you will have free with the charting package that I've included, you need the connection to always be on, otherwise the charts won't be able to update in real time. Broadband costs around about £15 per month now. Most suppliers charge no more than £15-20 per month, and that's all you will ever pay. For those of you that don't have broadband, it's just a flat fee. So you don't need to pay for every minute or every hour or whatever that you use. It is just a flat fee, and no matter how much you use throughout the month, you will only be charged that flat fee. So go for broadband. It's just much better. It's always on. It will decrease your stress levels. It's just a much better option. The final item on the list, your charting software. Now I've included a demo version of a program called MetaTrader within this course. MetaTrader is a superb trading platform. It's the one that I personally use. I think it's a very good piece of software. It's easy to get to grips with for novices, but it would also take you right up to the most advanced levels. So it's a perfect piece of software. And what they do, they provide a free data feed within their demo accounts. So all you have to do, you set up a demo account within the software, and you will get a live data feed completely free of charge on the forex markets that you're going to be trading on. So it's the best software in terms of cost, because it's literally free. The only drawback to having a demo account is that you don't have things like automatic orders placed through the system, but you don't actually need to have that, simply because you will be using your own broker platforms, which we're going into later. But you'll be using your own spread betting companies separate from the trading platform. So the part that's actually not included with the demo account is actually the part that's not needed. Everything else is fully functional. Live data feed, everything is perfect. Now to install the software, if you look on the main menu to this CD, right at the bottom there's a link that says Install MT4. Give that one a click. That just stands for MetaTrader 4. Give that one a click and go through the install process. It's very quick and easy, just like installing any computer program. Takes a couple of minutes. Then the first page you will arrive at, you'll have to open a demo account. Now remember that it's a demo account, so put your real details in, but at the bottom it says things like deposit, how much do you want to deposit, and there's like 5,000 down to I think it's 5 million. It's only a demo account. You will not be depositing any money whatsoever. So the fields at the bottom where it's asking for you for what currency you want to trade in and how much you want to deposit, it doesn't make a difference. Just fill those boxes out however you like. You will not be depositing any money whatsoever. Click OK, sign up for the demo account, and your details will be registered online. You will then be logged into the program. What I would like you to do, just close everything down. There will be a few charts open and there will be some navigation windows on the left and a navigation window along the bottom. Just close everything down, so all you can see are the buttons along the top, and the bulk of the screen should just be completely grey. There should be nothing in that area. No navigation windows, no charts. But I'll show you what I mean when we open up MetaTrader in the next section. But that's all you need to do. Install the program, sign up for a demo account, and just close everything down. So it's pretty much a completely blank screen that you're looking at, apart from the icons along the top, obviously. The final thing that I'd like you to do, go to Tools, go to Options, and select the Charts tab on the box that pops up, and just select the checkbox that says Show Properties After Creation. So you go to Tools, Options, Charts tab, Show Properties After Creation. Check that box, and I'll show you what I mean about that a bit later on. But that's all you need to do. It's very, very simple. It will take you 2 minutes, and it's a very, very good program. That's pretty much it now for section 1. In section 2 we're going to move on and we're going to start taking a look at some of the market concepts that you're going to be using. Section 2 is a very, very, very important section. It's probably the most important section in the course. A lot of very good information. I look forward to it. I'll see you in the next section.